Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hope your week is going pretty well. We're going to read our first half of chapter 2 today, and then we'll talk about what the plan is for Thursday and when we're going to Zoom on Friday and all that good stuff. So let's get started. What do you mean, go back? Sasha's voice was low and serious. I need to go back. To the world with people. To the world with my boy, he thought, but he didn't say it. Sasha blew a breath out through her nose. You can't go back, Brody. And why would you even want to? Brody thought of the boy's face, his boy's face, and of that monstrous memory, and of the shapeless, shadowy feeling of danger. He poked at that feeling in his head, but it didn't get any clearer. I don't know. I just know that I need to. He paced, turning and looking around, looking for what? Words rose in his mind. Door, gate, stairs. But Brody's eyes found nothing but grass and water and trees and romping dogs. He whined a miserable whine high in his throat. He strained his eyes into the distance. This place can't go on forever, he thought. There must be an end to it somewhere. He picked a direction and started jogging along with the river. Brody? Sasha called after him. Hey, wait up! She ran alongside him, her long legs easily keeping up with his. Where are you going? Back, he said, not slowing down. I'm leaving here and I'm going back. It doesn't work like that, Brody. How? How do you know? Have you even tried? Well, no, but I do know that you're wasting your time. Maybe, but I have to try. Stop, Brody. Listen to me. He knew she was trying to help, but he didn't slow down. Stop. Sasha stopped running, and Brody heard her panting breath fade as he kept going. Brody! Her voice got sharper, louder. Wait, she called out. Do you really want to find a way out of here? He stopped, then turned and faced her. She stood, her tail down and her ears up, looking at him. Yes, Sasha, I need to. She looked away, licked her nose, and then looked back at him. Okay, then come with me. You need to talk to Tuck. Who's Tuck? Brody asked as he followed Sasha up the hill away from the river. He's one of us, she answered. He's been here longer than anyone else. If anyone knows how to go back, it'll be him. He's usually running around up here by the pond. Pond. Once she said the word, he knew it. He could picture the water, and then it was there in front of him, sparkling in the sunlight. Dogs ran around it and lazed in the shade of a few trees, and splashed in the shallows or swam deeper. Sasha scanned the romping dogs. Ah, there he is, running, of course. She pointed with her chin. That big guy, the fast one. The fast one. That's all she needed to say. There were dogs walking around the pond, and dogs jogging around the pond, and even some dogs running around the pond. But there was only one dog straight up racing around the pond. His tongue was flapping, and his ears were down tight to his head, and that dog was thundering black blur. He was on the far side of the pond, but coming fast. His muscular body stretched along with his strides. Sasha jogged forward to get in his path, and he careened toward her. She barked and hollered. Hey, Tuck! Tuck, hold up a sec. Tuck's ears perked up when he straightened his front legs, digging his paws into the grass and sliding to a wild, skidding stop. He had a thick, square snout and a white blaze on his chest. Other than that, he was pure shiny black from his wet nose to his short, stubby tail, and that tail was wagging almost as fast as the rest of him had been running. That Tuck, he was all run, all wag, all toothy smile. He had the hard muscles of a warrior, but the sloppy smile of a puppy. Tuck, well, he was quite a dog. Hey there, Sasha, he said, his voice ringing in Brody's head just like Sasha's did. He was breathing fast and happy, but he wasn't out of breath, and he danced from foot to foot, like he couldn't wait to be running again. Hiya, Tuck. The black dog looked over at Brody. Who's your friend? This is Brody. He's new. Like, brand new. Tuck's mouth stretched into an even bigger smile, and his tail wagged double time. Really? Welcome, buddy. He stepped forward, sniffing hello. Say, what breed are you? Breed? Yeah, you know, like what your people call you. Let me guess. Border Collie? You definitely got some Border Collie in you. But not purebred, right? Nah, no offense, but you're kind of small. Fur's too short, too. Maybe a little Jack Russell Terrier in there. Am I even close? Brody couldn't keep up with Tuck's questions. They were too fast, with too many new words, and delivered without a breath. Tuck circled him as he talked, all friendly sniffs and bright eyes and wagging tail. What? Brody finally managed to say. I don't know. Ah, well, it'll come to you. Me, I'm purebred American Staffordshire Terrier. Papers and everything. That's a mouthful, though, so you can just call me a pit bull. It's basically the same thing. I was supposed to be a show dog, but I had trouble with the standing still part. And the being quiet part. And, well, almost all of it. Tuck stopped circling long enough to scratch his claws into the grass a few more times and shake his rump in the air. Hey, you like running? Sure, I guess. You guess? What's not to love? Running is my most favorite thing in the whole wide world. How about you? If it's not running, what is your favorite thing in the world? Brody stared at the grinning black blur of energy before him. I don't know, he answered. It was the truth. Huh, well, it'll come to you. You sure it's not running? 'Cause you look fast. Are you fast? You want to run? Thanks, Brody answered, talking fast to get his words in between Tuck's nonstop chatter. But I need to ask you about something. He looked at Sasha. I don't want to stay here. Tuck spun in a quick circle where he was standing. All right. Want to head down the river? I'll race you. His eyes sparkled and his legs quivered, ready for the chase. No. I mean, I don't want to stay here. At all. I don't want to be in this whole place. Tuck's tail slowed, and he looked at Brody out of one eye. When he spoke again, his voice was mostly friendly, but some of the cheerfulness was gone. Yeah? All right. Sorry to hear that, but if you're ready to move on, go for it. Before Brody could ask what he meant, Sasha cut in. No, Tuck. He doesn't want to move on. He wants to go back. Tuck's mouth pulled closed. Go back? He asked quietly. Like, back? To before? Yeah, Brody said. I need to, right away. Tuck looked intently into Brody's eyes for a long moment. Tell him, Tuck. Tell him he can't, Sasha said. I can, Brody interrupted. You just said I can move on if I'm ready. Well, I'm ready. Tuck shook his head. You don't get it. Moving on is not going back. Moving on is going forward. What you're talking about, that's a whole different thing. But, Brody stammered, holding on to the wisp of the memory of his boy. Tuck stepped in close. I know, you're new. It's confusing at first. Let's go for a walk. Let me show you how it works around here, all right? Brody looked at Tuck and then down to the ground. An ache grew in his chest, a sharp ache that came from those shapeless memories, that shadowy feeling of danger, that vague remembering of his boy, and the feeling that somehow, somewhere, his boy needed him. Brody took a breath in and then blew it out. Yeah, he said, okay. The three of them set off, walking back down through the trees toward the open fields by the river. Even Tuck's walk was fast, and Brody had to jog from time to time to keep up. So you basically figured out the basics already. We have all had lives, back before, in the other world with people and stuff. And then one way or another we died. You remember how you died yet? No, Brody responded. Okay, don't worry about it. You will. Anyway, we died, and we ended up here. And here's not a bad place to be. We've got everything we need. Everything we could ever want. Brody looked around the grass, the water, the dogs playing chase and basking in the sunlight. So this is it? We just stay here? Nah, this ain't a forever place. We stay here a while. We get words. We get some understanding. Piece by piece, we remember our lives. And then, we're ready to move on. To where? Tuck paused. We don't know, but it's a good place. Like, the best place. How do you know that? It's just a feeling. You'll see. They walked down a bit in silence, with the soft grass between their paws. Here, wait, hold on, Tuck whispered suddenly. He didn't see anything strange. In the distance, a group of dogs was wrestling in the mud puddle. A little closer, a tiny, long-haired dog sat, looking down the slope to the river. What? Brody asked. That terrier, Tuck said, pointing with his nose at the little furry dog. This is how it goes. I've seen it a million times. He's about to do it, Tuck sat, settling down on his haunches, and Sasha and Brody did the same. Do what? Brody asked, matching Tuck's low whisper. Move on, Sasha answered, and her voice was shaking with excitement. Brody looked over at her, saw her eyes shining and her body quivering, and then he looked back at the little dog. He was just sitting there, looking out at the perfect world. He looked quiet. Even from a distance, Brody could see his chest rise as he took a deep breath, held it, and then released it. Then, out of nowhere, it happened. And that's where we're stopping. All right, so today what you're going to do is you're going to do your check-in for the day and answer the question of the day. As of now, the question of the day from Wednesday, most people would rather have 10 dogs than 10 cats. I obviously agree with those people as well. Okay, then you're going to do exact path for 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you're reading independently for 20 minutes. And then on Google Classroom, there is an article that is called Germ Article, which may be kind of appropriate for this time. You're going to read the article. It's only about a page and a half to 2 pages, somewhere around in there. And then you're going to click on the exit ticket. And the exit ticket is a whole 2 questions. Okay, the first question is your name. And the second question is, what is the main idea of this article? So all week we've been practicing main idea. You're now going to tell me what the main idea from this article is. And then on Friday, we'll talk about reasons that go along with our main idea. So just for now, worry about the main idea on Thursday's exit ticket. Okay? And then lastly, if Mrs. Reynolds has not sent it yet, I apologize, but we are planning on doing our Zoom on our class Zoom on Friday at 12 o'clock, so right at noon. Okay, and then I know Mrs. Bustler, I think, is doing another Zoom on Thursday at 3. For those of you that didn't get to go see her on Tuesday, I don't know if she's doing gym activities or just checking in, but if you want to see Mrs. Bustler, I think she'll be on Zoom at 3. Okay, have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.